Incluso para
for being here today, and later we are going to ask you to say some more extensive words, but at the beginning I want to welcome everybody, and please enjoy the food today and the Chilean wine. Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you. The Deputy Minister is prepared for us today. Dear Deputy Minister, Dr. Burak Akçapar, Director General, Ambassador Bakan, dear colleague Ambassador from Latin America's Embassy accredited, represented in Turkey, dear colleague from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a great honor for the Embassy of Chile, and particularly for me, to host this lunch with the Deputy Minister, Dr. Burak Akçapar. Thank you, Deputy Minister, for having accepted this invitation. As you may know, Deputy Minister has represented Turkey in South Asia, Middle East, Europe, North America, and also has an extensive experience in policy planning and analysis in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Turkey and NATO. Also, he has assignment abroad. The last assignment abroad was in Spain from early 2021 to his appointment as Deputy Minister early this year. It was a surprise, as he mentioned to us just minutes before. He holds a PhD in International Law from Hamburg University, BA Political Science, and has been Professor of International Relations. He is an academic and columnist, has published many articles in different newspapers, magazines, and books. He is the author of 3 books: People's Mission to the Ottoman Empire, Turkey's New European Era, and most recently, People's Decree, Indian Muslim Medical Mission in the Balkan, 2022. Koç University. We are commemorating this year 100 years of the Turkish Republic, and soon some of us will be commemorating 100 years of bilateral relations. Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Paraguay, 70 years of these days. And also the first action plan for Latin America and the Caribbean was developed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1998. And the plan was reviewed in 2006 and was the year of Latin America and the Caribbean. And almost 20 years have passed since then. It's a message that we could review it. Thank you. This month is very important to many of us, to many of our countries. Brazil is commemorating tomorrow the National Day. Central American countries are commemorating on the 15th. Mexico, Chile. So, and also Chile is commemorating 50 years since the coup d'etat on next Monday. We have to remember all the people, Allende, and all the suffering we had during 17 years. With no further ado, I would like to invite Deputy Minister Akçapar to comment about the relation between Turkey and Latin America and the Caribbean region, of course, and also to give some hints regarding the conclusions obtained during the last Turkish Ambassador Conference and on the Turkish foreign policy. So, Deputy Minister, the floor is yours. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation to have a lunch with all Latin American and Caribbean ambassadors and representatives.
I'm not sure whether my speech would be worth this wonderful lunch that you have offered us, especially with I had not just one steak but two. I might have overstretched in that regard. And you have also already mentioned some of the things that I wanted to say. So, but I still owe my colleagues at least who worked very hard to produce the speech. So I'm going to still stick to the original plan and come to some of the things that you wanted me to highlight after this initial introduction. What my colleagues have written is as follows. So if you bear with me. So, distinguidos embajadores, estimados colegas, les saludo cordialmente. Quisiera agradecer a su excelentísimo Rodrigo Arcos por su hospitalidad y también a todos los que están hoy aquí presentes. De hecho, esta es una ocasión que realmente deseaba mucho. Aprovecharé esta ocasión para felicitar en primer lugar en persona las fiestas nacionales de Brasil, Costa Rica, Guatemala, El Salvador, México y de nuestro anfitrión Chile, previstas para el mes de septiembre. Dear colleagues, as you all know, UN General Assembly is this high-level week of the ANGA is right around the corner. So we're all preparing. One thing that was revealed during our preparations is that as we look at all the things that concern us in the foreign ministry, as we catch up and take stock, put things in perspective, one thing became very obvious, that Latin America constitutes a sizable part of our ANGA preparations this year. This is due to a number of reasons, of course, but in no small degree to the fact that our LAC department overviews the highest number of countries within the ministry, reminding us of the vastness of this region. And as we talk about holding consultations this year, the vastness it keeps popping back into our consciousness. Yet the primary reason is the significance we attach to our relations with Latin America. The scope, depth, and diversity of which is growing every day. So, Turkey's awareness and appreciation of Latin America is not a new phenomenon. In fact, we always had these strong notes. The music, the culture, the literature, the joie de vivre, I couldn't find the Spanish version of joie de vivre, of Latin Americans have always had a huge impact and created fascination among my fellow Turkish people. We have many artists, including Ayhan Sicimoğlu, who brought our seemingly far-flung countries together, winning the hearts and minds of the Turkish people on behalf of the entire region. Whenever there is Latin American national soccer team at the World Cup finals, the Turkish fans always root for that team, as was the case with Argentina at the World Cup. I belong to a generation fascinated by Latin American novelas. Today, we're pleased to see Turkish TV gaining similar popularity across the Atlantic. For our part, our quest to renew, revitalize, and strengthen the bonds that kick-started about a quarter century ago when we launched our Latin America and Caribbean outreach policy, a very successful, I must say, policy, coupled with a plan of action. The Turkish LAC year was celebrated, as Ambassador has mentioned, in 2006. Same year, we reviewed and updated the action plan in view of changing needs and realities of the time. This updating is a continuous process that we must continually pay attention to and come back to. Today, we can all see how pertinent and visionary the steps that I mentioned have been. Many countries and organizations worldwide are striving to enhance relations with your region of 700 million people in 33 countries. We, on the other hand, have been enjoying friendly relations based on mutual interests with the LAC for quite a long time. We are very proud to have excellent relations with your countries. We are committed and very eager to take those relations to the next level with your help. We have developed a keen and deep understanding of the differences which make each of the 33 so unique. Yet we still appreciate the commonalities dictated by geography and history. These are in fact assets that facilitate developing comprehensive strategies and roadmaps as far as Turkey is concerned. Moreover, the US, the Chinese, the EU, major commercial and economic partners of LAC, are also Turkey's trading and economic partners. As a founding member of the OECD, Turkey supports the candidatures from LAC countries without exception. Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina are partners in the G20, while Mexico is also a partner in MICTA. Indeed, it is not only bilateral relations with Latin America that matter. We see huge benefit in Latin America's further integration with the world. On the bilateral basis, a very concrete outcome of our outreach policy is Your Excellency's very presence here today in this capital. Turkey has 18 embassies in Latin America, while Ankara hosts 17 embassies from the region. Compared with 2 decades ago, this represents about a threefold increase both ways. To state some of the facts and figures, we have almost $18 billion worth of trade, 17 times larger in comparison to 20 years ago. We have an increasing number of direct flights from Turkish Airlines, by Turkish Airlines, which started in 2009. We have increasing presence of TİKA, Yunus Emre Institute, and Marif Foundation in the region, with new offices planned for the near future. We have strategic partnerships with Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia. The legal framework has progressed considerably thanks to the signing of countless agreements and MOUs in the fields of economy and trade, energy, science and technology, agriculture, in addition, of course, to political agreements. Our efforts to contribute to attaining peace and security in the LAC through mediation efforts and through our contributions to international and regional organizations have gained pace considerably over the last decade. We have political consultation mechanisms with 18 countries, and more are in the pipeline. There is a huge degree of movement between the peoples of our countries. I could continue. The bottom line is that we're on track, having reached many targets, made great strides, and now we are ready to move forward. Turkey and Latin America have proven that they are natural partners in economy and trade and in energy, international diplomacy, peace, sustainable development, and many more. While we have achieved a lot, this only reveals the untapped potential. So, now is the time to shift up, gear up, and go full throttle ahead. Our outreach policy has been successful. Now we intend to take it to the next evolutionary phase, a more systematic and structured partnership policy. With this dedication and commitment to move our relations even further, I have the honor and pleasure to invite all of you to work together with us to lay the ground for this new phase in Turkey and Latin America relations. As Turkey, we no longer deem distance a factor in our relations, not in this uber-globalized world, not anymore. If anything, distance is a further motivation for us, not an obstacle, but something that feeds our curiosity and determination to discover more, to work harder and succeed better. Antes de concluir, me gustaría expresar mi gratitud al amable gesto de nuestro anfitrión, el embajador Rodrigo Arcos. Después de todo, Chile fue el primer país de América Latina que reconoció a la joven República Turca en 1926 y orientación nos permitirán lograr más de lo que jamás creemos posible. Espero que este año marque el inicio de una nueva etapa en las relaciones entre nuestros países para llevar más adelante nuestra amistad con el fin de profundizar nuestra colaboración para el beneficio de todas las partes involucradas. Yo personalmente estoy dispuesto con mucho gusto a contribuir al logro de este objetivo y espero que sigan disfrutando de su estancia en nuestro país, Turquía, con mucho éxito. Un fuerte abrazo y muchas gracias.
We congratulate Turkey to the world after the tragedy that you suffered. We and re-elections of His Excellency Mr. President Erdogan is also very welcome to, and our country will keep working with Turkey in the times for come. Especially for Costa Rica, we really want to, we are very grateful and thank you very much for all support that you're giving us and OCDE. We are very happy that the President mentioned Costa Rica yesterday in the press, because after Costa Rica and Turkey, both countries are the most, have been projecting the better development, economic development for the days to come. For Costa Rica, it's very important to continue the political dialogue after 75 years of diplomatic relations. And of course, our authorities will be in touch, and we will keep working together. Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw your biography, and you worked many years in the planning, I think, directorate. Have you got some plans or projects to increase the bilateral trade between Turkey and the Latin American countries? This is the first question. And the second, about the Antalya Forum. There is some tentative day that's maybe for the forum, if you can tell us some information about it.
Sure.
Meeting, and I will be very brief, only two comments. The first one is we think, in the Latin American region, that a high-level visit are very important, to increase this relationship between our regions. And since the President from Salvador had a visit last year to Turkey, we are hoping, to have this kind of visit at that level. Really supporting first Vice Minister, was very important for us. And the other one is congratulated because your team, in the Americas division in the MFA, we think that with the support of this division and with your support, with your knowledge about the region, we will improve the relationship with Turkey and Latin America. Thank you very much.
I thought that you